Back here with another video, guys. Sorry about the inconsistency. You know, I'm a dad now. I'm working hard, getting to the bag, and all this other shit. But today I wanted to talk about the whole Cassie and Diddy situation. And you know, now you have all of these. How do you say? All of these guys, I guess, sex workers or male gigolos, however you want to say it, are just random dudes who they decided to pay for their services. And I just think it's funny because at the start of this case, Cassie, she sued Diddy, uh, and she was seen as a victim, especially after the video came out of her being beat up. And she seemed like the victim. But now, as the case unfolds and we start to see different things, it's like, I don't know, people are starting to see things differently. And the whole point of this video is to, when you choose to take someone serious, when you choose to take women serious, because I think this is a very big problem nowadays, and this is why I came with the book, The Filtering Mechanism. Make sure you guys go download that. But the reason why this is so important nowadays is because when you look at the landscape, guys, they don't really have a standard, or they don't really have a rule book on how to choose women when it comes to modern dating. Unless you're going by some religious standard where you're like doing things by the book, especially me growing up Muslim, there's a way to go about dating and it's not conventional at all, right? So unless you're going about things in that way, you need like a rule book. And this is why I say make sure you choose the right person who you choose to take serious, or who you choose to wife, or whoever you choose to make your girlfriend and have exclusivity with, because you may end up with a Cassie. Now, it's kind of hard nowadays because if you're judged on, oh, if she had a lot of bodies, or if she had a promiscuous past, you're called insecure, you're called all these things. But I say fuck all that noise and you muscle through it. And I'm gonna make a case for why you need to do that nowadays and why it's very, very necessary. Now, let's play the clip. So there's this clip of one of the guys who were in these notorious freak offs, right? And in these freak offs, he basically just talks about how basically what's going on, and how even his perception of her changed after he was in a freak off with him, her, and Diddy, and just watching all the trains being, all the just the madness. Let's listen to the video.
So I really believed at this time that that was my role, that I was only being called in because this rich and powerful guy could not satisfy his woman. It wasn't until I got in this freak off that I saw her like in front of Daniel Phillip and Diddy with like, two penises in her face, that I was realizing like, wow, this chick is not what you think. It was actually a little hurtful, I'll be honest. It was a little heartbreaking when I had to walk in there and see her with penises in her face, and to be completely engaged in it, like, oh, like she loves it. I'm gonna be honest with you, I did look at her different.
And you said this lasted 2 days, right?
It lasted 2 days, about a day and a half, 2 days.
How does that work?
2 days is crazy. Oh, why in the fuck are you in one place for 2 days? First 48 hours, fucking. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm a human being. I love sex. But I'm not staying any place for 2 days. It's just not. Let's just finish the video.
I know y'all not having sex for 2 days straight. So what is y'all doing in between time?
It's in like stages, or what you want to call like sessions. So let's say like in that encounter, I remember specifically like myself, Daniel Phillip, and Diddy might, all three run a train on her. She gets a little exhausted, so she needs a break. They go into the master suite. Me and Daniel Phillip wait in the other room until they're ready again. So basically what happens is you have the session until Cassie has an orgasm. Once Cassie has an orgasm, she usually needs a break. So she'll retire to the master suite, and we're forced to pretty much sit there and wait till she's recuperated enough to come back for another orgasm. And that's how it would last 2-3 days. Let's say we had sex with her for an hour or two. She might take an hour and a half break. She'll come back. She wants some more. Then she might go take a 2 or 3 hour break. She'll come back. She wants some more. That's pretty much how it went so long.
And where were y'all climax at? Would y'all do that on Cassie, or would y'all get a towel and, I don't know how.
Yo, this is wild, bro. This is
Absolutely crazy. Absolutely. But see, this is what I mean. And then, the narrative that's trying to be painted here, they try to make Cassie seem like such a victim. How, oh, she was forced and she was manipulated. She felt stuck in this relationship for 10 years. There's no way you're in a relationship for 10 years and things like this happen. Oh, I take a break, go and get a train ran on me. Fuck 2 guys. Oh, I'm tired. Let me go take a break. Hour and a half break. I'm ready for some more. That doesn't sound like someone is a victim. I knew it was all bullshit when that video came out of her threatening somebody. It didn't even sound legit. She sounded like such an innocent fucking little girl.
Games, and now we're never. Now all my friends can go, and we can stay here. Everybody can go, and we're gonna stay here. Everybody heard. So they're all leaving, and we're staying here until you show me that shit. I'm going to kill you. You don't understand. I don't give a I've never killed anybody in my life, but I will kill you because you're with me. You're with me in my life.
Talking about, I'll kill you. I'll take your life, and it won't be. Bitch, shut up. I couldn't even take her serious, right? But I knew she wasn't innocent once I heard that. Now, in light of this, I just want to clarify that this is not your typical, she's a hoe. No, this is a totally different level, right? And this is obviously, enabled by her man at the time. Diddy's not guilty of being a straight man, at least not to my knowledge, whatever was presented in the case. But this type of shit is different. This is not your average girl who maybe had sex with too many guys. They were regularly introducing men into their bedroom, and Diddy freak ass was running a train on his girlfriend of a decade with these guys, right? You see that one thing that got out from court, how stuck for the law. He would take the guy's nut and rub it on have her rub it on his nipple. Just fucking these motherfuckers are freaks. Freak demons. She might be a human succubus. That shit is crazy. And this is why I say she's not super innocent. And understand, she has a husband. And while all of this was going on, her husband was in a courtroom with her, listening to this stuff, listening to everything. Mind you, there was a situation that was talked about that her husband had called her. Her husband, who she's married to, called her, and she ignored the phone call and was having sex with Diddy. So that means once she got married to her husband, she went back to him. So it makes me think, is her husband okay with this? Is he some type of cuck? Is he understanding that maybe she misses Diddy? Right? And then they talked about text messages, how he missed her and she missed him. They had cordial conversations saying, I wish the best for you. Right? And mind you, he made a settlement. He gave her anywhere from 10 to 20, maybe $30 million. She got a lot of money out of Diddy. But then it's like this narrative is painted how she's in it. She is not innocent. I don't think it's okay. That footage that came out of getting beat up, I don't believe in hitting women. I don't believe in beating on women. I'm raised Muslim. You're not supposed to hit women. There's a hadith that talks about the best of men are those who don't hit their wives, right? So I don't believe in hitting women at all. It's not something I was ever taught. It's not and it's just, obviously it's not fair, right? Women are not as strong as men. So that part, watching that, it does feel bad, but it doesn't blind me to the fact of all of this freak shit. And her husband was in court watching that. And we know how ruthless the internet is. When motherfuckers find out who our kids are and they get old enough and they're privy to this information, it's being thrown in their face 100%. 100%. And this is why I say, make sure you filter out the women who you choose to take serious, who you choose to marry, who you choose to have exclusivity with, right? Because some people in society will say, "Oh, you're misogynist. Body count doesn't matter." You have some idiot ass men who say body count doesn't matter, but it does matter because you're risking your lineage. You're putting your kids at risk. You're putting your kids at risk for depression. You're putting yourself at risk for depression. It's embarrassing to have to know something like this. And even still, even if this wasn't a public case, you could say, "Well, most cases aren't public like this." Okay, cool. You could be walking and coming around people, a community of people who know this woman's like this, who know she gets down like that, and know she's all types of next level freak, and you look stupid. You look absolutely stupid. And then let's be real. She spent 10 years having sex with multiple men at once. Multiple. Now, not to get into her personal life, I don't know what type of, game her husband is putting down, but old habits die slow. Do you think that this woman is really going all this time doing that, and now she's settled with one man, and then now it's okay? This man has to be a part of the freak off. He has to be a freak himself. They have to be engaging in this because there's no way she's not going to relapse and want that. And this is why I say you have to filter out women. Make sure you guys get the filtering mechanism, download the ebook, and she's going to relapse. There's no way you can do that for 10 years and say, "Oh, I'm never going to revisit this again." Bullshit. And I hear that the real reason why she got with the whole lawsuit and got upset because when he started dating Young Miami, Diddy, I'm referring to, he was giving her $250,000 a month. He was giving her a year's salary every month or some craziness like that. It was like at $500,000, then get back to $250,000, and she didn't get any of this. Also, you have to understand that she had Diddy before, not say before he was rich, but not as rich as he was, now or even 2, 3, 4 years ago, right? So, there's some jealousy, and also Diddy was pushing her career and she's making music. So, there's a lot of different things that can contribute to Cassie's jealousy. But the whole point of this video is save yourself the embarrassment. Yes, it's very cliche. I don't want to grow with a lot of bodies, but there's a reason for that. There's this internal mechanism that men have that they don't want women who's just been with everybody. You want a level of exclusivity. You risk a lot of things. We don't even have to get into the studies that show that, this is not necessarily the best option for a woman to wife you. Now, are there exceptions? Of course, there's always exceptions. There are women who, who just been through, let's say she's been through bad 8 relationships that had maybe 2 or 3 one night stands, but she's very still much a committed person in a relationship. She very still much wants to be in a committed relationship. A girl who cheated once doesn't necessarily mean that she's a whore and she can never wife her. Now, I'm not saying that you need to, or if those are your standards and you don't want to wife that kind of woman, you don't have to. But let this be a lesson. Listen to your gut. And the woman that we wife, we don't want these women, right? We want a woman with morals, and we want a woman that's, that hasn't been not just around the block. This bitch been around the earth. She's probably all these men coming out talking about they ran trans on her and whatnot. It's nuts. And that's just not something we want to be a part of, right? Anyway, guys, this is podcast. I don't even know what number podcast this is. My bad, guys. I just jumped on it. But anyway, guys, if you're on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe, and we will be back with more videos, more consistency, and just body count matters. It does, man. And choose wisely who you choose to wife, make your girlfriend, and long-term partner.